everyone, it's Gina K from Gina K Designs, and I'm so excited to have you all here this evening. Welcome to Stampin' Chat. Tonight we're going to have lots of fun because we're going to be making a card that lights up, and I'm really excited about it. I wanted to just say that I noticed in some of the comments over on YouTube that some people are having trouble with YouTube. If you scroll through the YouTube comments, go back a little bit into the live comments. Maybe Tom can even post a quick link right now. Oh yeah, there's nothing. Okay, why don't you post that link then? Once again, just drop the link in. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but just go ahead and paste the link in there. All right, so Tom is posting the link over on YouTube. I don't know what's going on, and I am so sorry. It's like a YouTube thing, and YouTube is just not working for so many people tonight, and I don't know why. So welcome to everybody who's joining us on Facebook. If you get a chance, maybe there's a way that somebody can share it over on Facebook again or on YouTube again. But anyway. So welcome. I'm excited to be here tonight. I am going to be showing you guys how to make this card tonight. And if we have time, we're going to make a second one too. Let's see. Can a link be pinned at the top of your Facebook page? Well, it should be the very first post on the Facebook page. So you should be able to see it if you're over on Facebook. And I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on at YouTube tonight, but I know a lot of you usually watch me over there. And tonight, somebody said YouTube is just down. They did an update today, and there's a worldwide outage on YouTube, of course. But you know what? Maybe somehow I can be able to save this and then post it on YouTube later. I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. Oh, good. YouTube's working now, Tom. Do you see it?
I'm on Facebook. Okay,
see if you can see it over on YouTube, because some people are saying that they're seeing it over on YouTube now. All right, so just share it to all your groups, and hopefully everybody will be able to find us on here. So tonight I'm going to be making a light up card using the Pear Blossom Press Easy Lights. Now, I know that there's a lot of different kinds of light systems out there, but I find the Pear Blossom Press ones the absolute easiest to use. And you guys saw my card, and I did share it with you that we did a blog hop with them. And if you head over to my blog, you'll be able to hop through all the blogs and see all of the projects made with the Easy Lights. But I wanted to show you one more thing before I get started with this card. Look at this bag. Isn't this bag awesome? So this bag can hold tons of Copic markers, tons of colored pencils, tons of water brush markers. And what you do is you fill it up, and then the bag itself slides down like that. You see that? So I'm going to try to show you that again. See, it's tall like this for all your markers, and then you can shrink it down so the markers stick out from the top. Well, this bag has all of my friend Kathy Rakusin from the 30-Day Coloring Challenge, all of her coloring tips on it. And this bag is also available over at Pear Blossom Press. So if you're planning to go over to Pear Blossom Press and order some Easy Lights, make sure you take a look at this bag over there, because I don't carry either one of these things, but I love them both. So I wanted you to check this out while you're there. Okay. So let's get started. We'll go to the overhead. And so here's the card that I made for our blog hop. And I showed you guys that it lights up and it is super fun. Yes, right? Yeah, I know YouTube is down due to an outage, but it looks like a lot of you are finding us on Facebook. Here are the Easy Lights. Now, they come in all different size packs. There's 3 packs. I think they even have like a really big pack of them. But I have the 3-pack, and I used 1. So if you're just getting started and you want to try it, the 3-pack is perfect. Okay, I see some people saying that the voice, they can't hear me on Facebook, but you're watching, right? Okay, so if you can't hear me on Facebook, try going out and coming back in. That should fix the problem. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make this card, and then we're going to see if we have time to make another one. I'm going to start here with this green cardstock, and this is a piece of Christmas pine. This is one of the fun Christmas colors in our collection. I love this mixed with red velvet and, of course, our gold and silver. Now I'm going to start with the embossing magic pad, and I'm going to rub that all over the surface of this cardstock. Then I'm going to use my MISTI for this. Move all my lights out of the way. You know, when I first signed up to do the blog hop with Pear Blossom, I was kind of nervous because I thought that this was going to be hard to do. And it is so not hard to do. And it's really easy to get addicted to it. All right, so I'm going to use the Christmas tree, and this is from the Sparkle and Shine stamp set. This was the Sparkle and Shine kit, and I just wanted you to know that we did get confirmation that these sets should be shipping to us very soon. So hopefully they'll be coming in soon, and you'll be able to pick up this set and the holiday tapestry and all the other things that you've been waiting for. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting this stamp in the center of this green cardstock. Now, I'm not too worried about it being perfect because I'm actually going to cut it out with one of our Master Layouts dies. Now, I'm going to use some versamark for this. Okay. And I'm going to ink this up really well. And while I'm doing this, I just want to announce again that, yes, we know we're not on YouTube. Apparently, nobody is on YouTube right now. There is a worldwide outage. Can you believe it? Gosh, I don't know what my kids are possibly doing tonight because they live by YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to put that down, and I'm going to use my little Chucky press. And for those of you that are just joining us, I think we might have some new friends from the Pear Blossom Press Facebook page joining us tonight. This is a tool that my friend Chuck Meadows made for me. And it is a curtain finial and a furniture pad, and he glued them together, and it makes it very easy to use the MISTI if you have arthritis or you have any other hand problems. So you can make that yourself. He doesn't sell them, but he told me how to make them with the curtain finial and the furniture pad, and it's super easy. Okay, so I'm going to use some of the Gina K Designs Fine Detail Gold Powder. Okay, let's get this going here. All right. Yeah, it's always frustrating when YouTube or Facebook doesn't work. I know, and I really apologize to those of you who only do Facebook. If you're watching this later, I apologize. Okay, so now I'm going to use my heat tool, and I am going to heat this up. Alrighty. Okay. Let's see what happens here. All right, this is looking good. So I really like this design for the Pear Blossom Press Easy Lights because it's kind of a complicated design, and it's really easy to hide the lights inside of it. You barely see them until you actually push the button, so it's kind of cool. Okay. All right. So there, that is all embossed. Isn't that a neat design? Oh, I just love it. Okay. So let me get a white piece of cardstock, and then I'm going to do one of the greetings. So again, I'm going to use my embossing magic pad. And in the card that I made for the blog hop, I used Merry and Bright. And I'm going to use that again because I just think it's really a fun greeting for something that's going to light up, that it's merry and bright. All right. Yes, I know I see all your comments that you can't get us on YouTube. I apologize for that. I'm apologizing for YouTube's worldwide outage. I wish I could fix it. Okay. But luckily, we're over on Facebook. So let me get my Chucky tool here and just do a quick press. Okay. So now I'm going to use my gold embossing powder for this as well. Okay, Merry and Bright. I've got a little goober there. So let me grab a brush. I have a paintbrush in my drawer here. And I'm going to grab that real fast, and then I'm just going to clean up that little bit of embossing powder. It's easier, certainly easier to do it before you actually emboss. Then you don't have to try to scrub it off with the mono eraser, the sand eraser, or an erasing tool of any kind, because it'll be perfect. And this is going to heat up pretty quickly. There we go. I really like the contrast of the white and gold against that green. Oh, I'm glad YouTube is working in Canada. That's good to hear. So some of my Canadian friends will be able to watch on YouTube tonight. So it must be something here. I don't know if it's the hurricane. I thought YouTube was out in like Washington, Seattle area. Silicon Valley. Where is that? Silicon Valley, Tom? Is that up in that area?
I think so.
Yeah, that's where I thought it was, but I could be wrong. Okay, so now I'm going to cut out these pieces, and then I want to show you something. I don't know how I'm going to use this yet, but I designed something for you guys today that I'm going to upload in our Facebook group so that you can download it. So let's start first by cutting out the tree. Okay, let me find my plates. Here they are. I'm actually still not all cleaned up from Monday night's live. So I'm going to put the tree there, and then I'm going to use the Master Layouts 2 die set. I like using this one with the stitched, and especially because I'm not putting a greeting anywhere else on the card except for right on the tree. I like using a little bit of a smaller rectangle. And I am going to use some purple tape here just to make sure it's all lined up properly. I think Tom is going to continue to post that message for our YouTube friends so they can find us over on Facebook. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. Yeah. All right. And cut that out. And then I'm going to use one of the Master Layouts 3 flags to cut out the Merry and Bright. So here we go. See how cute that is with the little stitching around the edge? I really like that. Okay. Yeah, see, we dual stream, so we're not actually streaming on YouTube. We are streaming through a different platform, and it's pushing it out onto YouTube and Facebook at the same time. And so, you know, we know that we're streaming on Facebook. It's just we can't help if YouTube is down, then it can't stream there. So I'm going to use the largest flag from the Master Layouts 3 die set. And then I'm definitely going to be using some purple tape for this because I really want this to stay in the right spot. Okay. I think I have too much embossing magic on here. All right. There we go. Cut. Okay, so Tom is continuing to add the information over on YouTube. So hopefully people will be able to find us. Okay, so there's my first little flag, the Merry and Bright flag. There we go. Okay, and then, did you put that in the comments too, Tom? Because if they can't see the screen, they won't be able to see that. They'll see it on Facebook, though. Okay, so now I have something I want to show you. So I made this today. I was talking to Amanda from Pear Blossom Press, and she's got stamps on her website by Heffy Doodle that have like push here and all of that, but I don't have those stamps. So I made a printable PDF for you guys, and I'm going to upload this in our Facebook group. And this way you can cut these out and you can add them to your card if you have the lights, but you don't have the right little thing, the instructions. So I did this sheet, and there's two different styles of font. There's more of a crisp, clean font, and then there's one that's a little more Times Roman, but italic. And I did them in black. I did them in kind of a crafty color. I did them in very dark gray, looks almost like the black, the way my printer prints. I did them in red, I did them in Christmas pine, and I did them in a brown. I'm sorry, this is a brown color. This is more of a warm cocoa brown. So I'm going to use one of these, and so I'm just going to cut this sheet in half. I've got my little paper cutter off to the side here. And then I'm going to use one of the little dies. This is from the new Master Layouts 3. It's this tiny little one, and I made sure that it would fit in there, just in case you want to put something over where the button is. I just thought that might be a fun idea. And actually, I'm going to trim this down a little bit more here. I'm going to just trim it in a column so that I have a column like this. So I'll show you up close. Yep. And you'll be able to, I made sure that I have this done. So right after the video, I'll upload it, and you can see that that fits pretty nicely on there, because everybody might want a little something to add to their card. And so my recommendation is, I have a laser printer at home. I don't have an inkjet printer. And my laser printer, the cardstock has to turn through the system. And I jammed it like 3 times today trying to print this in craft cardstock, because that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want it to be so stark white. But if you have a nice white cardstock, like the Gina K Designs 80-pound layering weight, and you print it on that, you can use your ink pads to soften it up a little bit. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to soften it up a little bit. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, so I have this tiny little push here just so people know where to push. I didn't do that on my other card, but if I had had it right there, and then you'd know to push there, right? Okay. And you can also just cut it out. You don't need to cut it out with a flag die. You can cut it out just with a plain old paper cutter. But I thought that might just be fun. Okay, let me get this out of the, oh no, you know what? I'm going to cut the next layer for the Master Layouts. I want to cut that using white cardstock. And I'm using layering weight cardstock to back this green panel on. I don't want 2 pieces of heavy base weight cardstock back to back, because I have to poke holes in this, and I want to be able to do it without too much struggle. So I'm using the layering weight white behind the heavy base weight green. Okay, just like that. All right, now I think I can move this out of the way for now. And here comes the fun part, putting the lights in. So like I said, I was really stressing over this process, thinking, oh my goodness, this is going to be so complicated and I'm not going to know what I'm doing. And I mean, the instructions on the back were super easy, but it is always easier to see it in a video. So I'm going to first adhere these 2 panels together. Get rid of all my stuff, all my crumbs again. Okay. And then I'm going to adhere these together using some regular tape. And I'm using some ThermoWeb dot runner because my dot runner is out of stock, my refills, but they're coming in soon. Everything is slow, but I can't believe YouTube has like a worldwide outage. That's crazy. But you know what? We almost have as many people over here on Facebook. Well, I guess there's maybe about 1,000 people that aren't here that are usually here, but they will find this video. What I'll do too is I'll share it in our newsletter, and this way anybody who didn't see it, I can maybe embed it from Facebook onto my blog. I'll see if I can do that. Okay, so here's the fun part now. So in this little kit, you get 3 little lights that are connected and 3 little batteries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break these lights apart. Okay, you got to break them apart, and then you're just going to want 1 set of lights. You can use 2 sets of lights if you want, but I think, you know, I was worried too at first, like, oh my gosh, only 3 lights? That's not going to look good. It looks so cute. It's just adorable. All right, so first I'm going to decide where I want my lights. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to put one up here. So I'm going to poke a hole with my craft pick. Okay. Once I get that hole through, I'm just going to go in with the craft pick and make sure. You can see it's not a big hole, but you don't want a big hole. You don't need a big hole. Look how tiny the lights are. So you don't need a big hole. Okay. Then I'm going to put one right in here. So I'm just going to start it. And again, you guys know I have kind of a squishy mat here, but if you don't have a squishy mat, you can actually use the back of your Misty mouse pad, or you can use a regular mouse pad. Okay, there we go. Got my second hole. And then I'm going to put one down here. This craft pick, I love the Tim Holtz craft pick. It's great for this. It seems like it's exactly the right thickness for this. Okay, so now I have my 3 holes. All right. Oh, if you haven't gotten a newsletter for a while, just check an old newsletter and maybe see or try to subscribe. If you try to subscribe, it'll tell you if you're already a subscriber. Okay, and now there's a little plus on the battery on this side, and then on the other side, it's just flat. So you want to be looking at the plus, and then you want to slip this. I think this is right. Let's see. I'll know in a minute, though, if it's not right. There we go. You see that? So I just slipped it in there, and then you can test the lights just by pushing on the little button. There they go. They all lit up. That's so cute. Okay. So now you want to be careful not to crimp the wire. So you don't want to do any sharp right turns with it. Just kind of stretch it out a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of Gina K Designs Terrific tape. This is our tape that's kind of, you know, the same kind of tape as like that red line tape or score tape. It's that really, really sticky kind of tape. So I'm going to take a little bit of that and I'm going to put it onto this side of the battery. Okay. And then I'm going to decide where I want my button to be on my card. So, you know, if you want the button in the middle, and let's say you decided that you were going to, you know, put the push here right in the center, you know, then put the battery right behind that. I'm going to put mine down at the bottom again. I think that was a good spot for it for me, down on this little corner. And I'll just add the little push here so people will know where to push. So I'm going to flip this over, and then I'm going to mount that right here on the back. Now I want to leave a little bit of space because I want to make sure that my foam tape is going to fit in there. So if you want, you can put your foam tape down first. Let me get my scissors. I don't want to use my good Tim Holtz scissors. I want to use my old icky Tim Holtz scissors that I use for sticky stuff. I can barely open it. Now you're definitely going to need some sort of foam tape for this because it is going to be a little, you know, bulkier in the back. And I have the Gina K Designs foam tape, and my foam tape is not as thick as other foam tape, which I wanted it that way. But the one thing, and the reason why I wanted it that way is because I don't always want thick foam tape, but if you want it thicker, you can just do 2 layers of it to make it thicker. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a second layer of foam tape right on top. I can barely open my scissors. So it's going to go right on top. Okay, so now it's higher up and it matches this. Okay. All right. And even if we put the button below it, they're going to press kind of in that area, and that's going to make it light up. Yes, so these lights, if you're just joining me, these lights are by Pear Blossom Press. So I will actually, when I post my card and stuff, I'll post their website too so that you can find them easily. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 layers of foam tape here too. I'm really frustrated for you guys that wanted to watch it on YouTube tonight. It's a bummer. But I can't control the world. I can only control myself, right? Right. Can't control these scissors either. All right, I'm going to put another piece here. It's looking good. Okay, and then I'm going to put 2 along the top. And again, if you have like thicker foam tape, that's fine. You can do that. You also don't have to use foam tape. You can use foam squares and just put, a handful of foam squares around and double those. That was dumb. I didn't even look where I was putting that. Okay. Alrighty. Couple more. So you guys know, like for those of you that have kids and grandkids, interactive things like this are so much fun. So if you're doing gift cards this year, because maybe you can't be together and you're sending gifts and one of them is a gift card, an interactive light up card will be really fun for them, and you can slip the gift card in there. Such a fun way to do it. Now, I have not tried mailing one of these, and I've had people ask me, how do they mail? I think they would mail just fine. But I will probably keep these for gifts that maybe I deliver in person, or cards that I deliver in person, or cards that I toss into a box with a bunch of other things. But I guess Amanda from Pear Blossom Press, she could tell us a little bit better if there's any special postage or anything that you should do like that. I don't know. If you're here watching, Amanda, feel free to chime in and correct me if I'm doing things wrong. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this embossing magic pad, and I'm going to just bounce it onto the back here. And what that's going to do is that's going to make this part of the foam tape that's sticking out not sticky. Okay. This way, only the parts, and I haven't taken the liners off yet, so I want to make that clear. Okay, so now I'm going to adhere the little battery pack down in the corner. Right down here. And I don't think it matters if you do it upside down or right side up. Okay, and now I'm going to feed these through. So I do want to separate them gently. And I want to show you what I found at the store. So this is Scotch tape. I found this at Walgreens. This is super hold tape. So I don't know if you guys ever have trouble with regular tape coming up, but I find that sometimes when I'm like tacking down ribbon and things like that with Scotch tape, it doesn't hold. So I'm trying the super hold tonight. Okay, so what you're going to do is feed this light through. Now, if it doesn't feed through, then get your craft pick and just make the hole a little bit bigger. I'm going to just feed it through and get it into the other side. Okay. So once you get it into the other side, then kind of like sink it into the hole a little bit, just like that. You see, it's really tiny. And if you want to test it to make sure it looks good, you can press the button. There we go. Okay, so that looks good. So now that I have that where I want it, what I'm going to do is take some of this Scotch tape, and I'm just going to tape down this wire. Doesn't matter what it looks like on the back, right? You can do it however you want. Just tape down the wire and get it out of the way. Okay. So now I'm going to try it again. Let me find my battery pack thing. There it is. Okay, so it's lighting up. Now I'm going to take this one. I'm going to open up these holes a little bit more like I did before. And I'm going to take the next light and slip it through just to get it into the other side. And then I'm pulling it back so it's just resting up against that hole. And then I'm going to get some more of my stronghold tape. Tape that down. Get that out of the way. I don't want to go over that hole. There we go. Okay. And then the last one is going to go in the last hole. Trying not to bend it. Just be gentle with it. There we go. Okay. And then I'm sure mine looks very messy compared to how Amanda does them. She's all skilled. But it doesn't matter what it looks like because nobody's going to see this part. And I'm just going to tape this down. That is really good tape. So now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to just tape right over the holes. Just to make sure that they don't slip out, they don't move around. They're just there where they are. And it's nice and flat. Everything's nice and flat. Okay. And we'll test it one more time. There we go. They all light up. Isn't that so cute? Okay. So now I'm going to take off the little foam tape things here. And I have a gold card base or metallic gold. And I did this as a tent style card. And I'm going to put that right onto the card base. So let me just pull off these little liners from this foam tape. Wasn't that easy? I mean, it's really easy. It's like kind of stupid easy. It's so easy. But it's like anything else. I mean, I remember when people first got the wreath builder, they were so nervous of how to do it because it looks complicated and it's so cool that you think it must be hard, but it's not hard at all. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, I think I got that. Oh, I've got it too tight. There we go. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to add my Merry and Bright going across the top. And I'm going to do that with a little bit of foam tape as well. And I happen to have a little strip left over because these are skinny, so I cut one in half. And this was from another project that you guys probably saw me do on a live. And I'm going to add that to the back. It doesn't have to fit perfectly. And then I'm going to add that right across the center. And there we go.
How did they know it lights up?
Well, I mean, you could write inside, make sure you press the button to see the card light up, and then you could put the little push here thing wherever you want. Let me see if I could colorize this just a little bit. I'm going to get a little craft ink. I'm screaming because my back is to the microphone. Let's see. All right. So I have a brush here. I'm going to add a little craft ink to this. Just to tone it down a bit. Because it was so stark white.
Why did you put the powder on the corners?
I put the powder. Somebody asked, why did I put the powder on the corners? I put the powder on the corners because my top layer of adhesive wasn't quite as big as my bottom layer of adhesive, and I didn't want it to be sticky. You know what? I just tore that. I'm going to cut another one real quick. And I think before I cut it, I'm going to ink it up. So let's just do this one right here. So I did 2 layers of foam tape because my foam tape isn't high enough. And so my top layer of tape was smaller than the bottom one, and I didn't want that to be sticky, just sticky under there. It could collect anything, you know, a hair could fly by and get under there, and I just didn't want that to happen. So using the embossing magic, it takes the stickiness away. All right, one more try here with this. I should have colorized it first. But like I said, these will all be in our Facebook group, so you guys can download these for free. And there's a bunch of different ink colors to match your projects. And I tried to go with neutrals. All right, so this might be tricky because the ink is a little wet, and this purple tape doesn't like to stick to wet ink. Not much does, but we'll give it a shot. Try to get it onto the dry parts. I don't know. If not, I can use a little bit of, oh, that's working. Get that on there before it lifts. There we go. Got it. Saved it. Okay. And then there it is. See, I think just putting that little bit of ink on there just softened it up. Kind of makes it coordinate a little bit better with the gold. So we can add that down near the bottom. Yeah. So wherever you put it, I mean, they're going to push on it and it's going to make it work. And I'm not going to pop this up. I'm just going to put this flat. We don't need any more height on this card. I'll just add that right there. There we go. Look how cute. So you push there and it lights up. I love it. Nice and clean on the other side, and all the wires and cables are hidden behind there. Isn't that easy and so fun? Oh, I love it so much. So let's do one more. We'll do another one similar to this style. This one should go a little faster now that we all know what we're doing. So I'm going to use some blue cardstock this time. And my embossing magic pad. This is the blue denim. This looks really good with navy too, but blue denim is kind of nice and bright. So let's do a snowflake ornament. Love it. Okay, so this is going to take like three different stampings to put together. So we'll get this one down here like that. And we'll stamp it with some Versamark ink. And for this one, I'm not going to do gold. I'm going to do silver. And I like this image because it's a snowflake image. So you really could put any kind of greeting you want in here. Since it's a snowflake, you could put Happy Hanukkah. You could put just simple holiday wishes, seasons greetings, whatever you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Christmas card, because I have friends on my list that celebrate other things, and I still want to be able to do cards that light up. Okay, looking good. Let me get my piece of red cardstock here. And then this is the Gina K Designs Fine Detail Silver Powder. And the silver just looks great with blue. I tend to use the gold more with red and green, and then the silver more with blue and teal and turquoise. So we're going to start with this, and then we're going to add the topper for the ornament. Now you could make just a square card that's a snowflake too. You don't have to turn this into an ornament. I just like the way it looks as an ornament, so I'm going to do it. Okay. And then we'll just find a couple places on this snowflake to tuck in some lights. And remember, the lights aren't necessarily, I mean, you don't have to use them just for the holidays. Imagine using Beth Saleka's birdhouses. I think Karen Hightower did a card like that for our blog hop where she used Beth's birdhouses from our collection, the Welcome Home set. And, you know, you can punch out the whole of the birdhouse and then you can have it all lit up in there. That's so cute. Okay. So the topper on there. That moved. So you know what I'm going to do here? I'm just going to be a little bold and I'm going to add a little tape and flatten this out more. There we go. That'll make it easier. It's not like we're not going to put a lot of tape on the back of this anyway, right? All right, so we got the topper here next. I love the blue and silver too. And I like blue and silver for Christmas too, but it is a nice alternative for when you're not making an actual Merry Christmas card, but you're doing a holiday type of thing. Okay. So you can see that little dot right through that embossing powder, but once I emboss it, the powder will become solid and you won't see that anymore. And I like to do this in steps because you can't really do it any other way. And because the stamps are clear, you're going to be able to see exactly where to put all these pieces. Okay, so now we have that little topper on top. Now I think I'm going to bring this down toward the bottom of the Misty. And then I'm going to add this hanger. I'm going to try to get that nice and straight. Does that look straight to you guys? Yes, it does. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing again. Versamark on here. I do see comments coming in from YouTube now, so I think part of the world has YouTube. Not as many as usual, though, so I think that a lot of people are probably still refreshing their screen, wondering what happened. What am I going to watch tonight in bed? I love watching YouTube at night on my phone in bed. Been watching a lot of music videos at night. All right, there we go. Isn't that cute? How that looks all hung like that. I love it. That's so cute. Okay, so let's do the little greeting right now while we have everything out here. I can actually use this and do the greeting up here. I don't know where. Can I do that? Yeah, I can do that. I think I can. Gotta find my die. You know, there's barely anything here on my stamp table, and I've already lost the die. Okay, just wanted to make sure that was going to be big enough. And for this one, let's do Season's Greetings. Get that on there. And put it right in the middle. And then again, a little bit of embossing magic pad. And we'll ink this up. I don't know that I've used this stamp yet from the set. Are you guys already talking about our December release? We're not going to have a release in November because we've got too much going on. We're still, you know, catching up with all of the orders, and we definitely are trying to, you know, do something fun for the holiday weekend. Okay, there we go. Let's try putting just a little bit more up there. Okay. But I am working on something for December, but I don't have a date yet because I still need to hear back from the manufacturers. And if any of the stamp company owners, if you've ever talked to any of them, we're all in the same boat. Everything is just taking forever for us to get. And I know it's frustrating for you guys, and I'm sure you can imagine how frustrating it is for us because we have these fun ideas and everything is getting manufactured, but the lead times have just increased dramatically. So that makes it difficult, but we're all going to hope for the best, that we get things in time. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to cut a little press here. Now for this card, I don't have to do a push here, because remember, you're going to write something on the inside of the card. So don't worry if you don't have something like that. Just make sure that you say on the inside of the card, make sure you push, in the center of the ornament, or make sure you push down in the right-hand corner, because this card lights up. So, you don't have to have something like that. But for those of you that want it, like I said, I wanted to make sure that I had something for you that you could start right away. Okay, I'm using this kind of tape. This is just washi tape. I just have way too much embossing magic pad everywhere. Now I've got to look at this straight. I think that's a little crooked. And this tape will probably tear the paper. It is. It's tearing the paper. Oh, dear goodness. Okay. See, I'm a purple tape girl. I try to do something different, and then I ruin my project. Okay. Well, Mary Teresa, you're asking when in December. It's definitely not going to be in early December, I'll tell you that. So you'll have time. Do your Christmas thing. Make sure everybody gets stuff that you want to get for under the tree, and then save a little bit for yourself. And then after you've done everything for everyone else, and everything's wrapped, and you're just waiting for Christmas, then hopefully we'll be able to have our release, and you'll be able to treat yourself to a little something. And if you're worried about it, just get it for yourself and wrap it up and put it under the tree. Put somebody else's name on the from so you don't get caught. Oh my goodness. See, now I'm getting punished for my lying and scheming, because I forgot I have to cut this ornament out. All right. So I'm going to once again use the Master Layouts 2 set for this. And I'm going to cut this out with the stitched die. Oh, I like this. See? This is going to be so cute. Just want to make sure it's straight. And I'm not going to tape it. I'm going to wing it and just pray for the best. I think it's over to the one side a little bit too much. There we go. I know that was really almost neurotic, but that's me. Okay. All right, here we go. It's going through. Okay. And now we'll do a white. Oh, sorry. I just hit the microphone. That must have sounded so loud, and I apologize for that. All right. So there we go. Love that blue and silver together. That's right. It might not even get there in time for Christmas. That's the spirit. It's true. You just never know, right? I mean, depending on how many sell on the first night, sometimes it really takes us a good 14 to 17 business days. So it might be a perfect thing to get, and then you'll have it for the new year. I'm really excited about what we have coming. I just can't give you a date yet. Okay, so there's my white piece, and then I'm going to mount those 2 pieces together. So, Mary, you get these lights. Mary just asked, where do you get the lights? You get these lights at Pear Blossom Press. Let me see. I think their website is right on the back here, too. PearBlossomPress.com. Oh, Tom, thank you. Tom's got it up on the screen. Yep, PearBlossomPress.com. That's where you get the lights. And while you're there, check out the marker bag by Kathy Rakusin. It's just beautiful. I'll show you one more time at the end of the show what that looks like. Okay. So I'm going to put this together. That is way too low. I need to wear high heel shoes, I think. I really thought, I'm very short, and I really thought, oh, look what I did. I'm just going to turn it. I really thought having a counter height, like a bar height, not bar height, I guess it's like kitchen counter height island would be a great idea in my stamp room, because a lot of people that I know like to work at that height. But I found out, because I'm only 5 feet tall, that it's actually a little high for me. Okay, so now I'm going to decide where I want these lights. Let's get this set up first. We'll get the last battery in. So if you're just joining us late, I'm taking the battery out of this little sealed area, and I am popping this inside with the plus showing. And I'm getting it into there. And see, now the lights light up. Okay. So now I'm going to decide where I want to put my lights. And so with 3 lights, I like to do a triangle, you know, and it doesn't matter if you do a triangle like one here, and then one down here. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put one here. And it might not feel like 3 is enough, but it really looks great with 3. Put one down here. And then one right in there. Okay, then I'm going to go on the back, and I'm just going to kind of flatten those holes out a little bit just by twisting my craft pick around so that the lights go in a little easier than they did on the last one. Okay, so now I'm going to add my foam tape. And again, you know, you can do this with foam squares. I could try that. Let you guys see what that's like. That might be easier. So I have foam squares here. So I'll put a foam square here. I'll put one here. And I'll put one here. This might work even better. You know what? I could just slip. Ooh, here, I'm going to take this one off. And I am going to put this down here like this. Scrape that off. These foam squares are sticky. And then that can just go right down there near the bottom. Oh, I like that. Okay. So let me get another one here. I have to take the liner off first. And then put another one on top. And then that will go right there. That should be pretty good. Actually, I think these foam squares are even thinner. So I'm going to go with 3s. There we go. Oh, that'll be perfect. Okay. So I'm only going to use foam squares instead of foam tape. Just wanted to make sure you guys could see that you could do it this way. And I wanted to see that you could do it this way. You know me, I'll try anything live. We'll see what happens. All right, and we'll put a couple up here. And I definitely think, because I embossed this card, that it might not lay super flat unless I add maybe one more foam square somewhere in there. Let's see. Sometimes you can just kind of flatten it out a little bit once it cools. We'll go with it like that. See how it looks. Okay. Taking these off. This might even be a little easier than using the foam tape. And I believe Thermoweb's foam squares are thicker than the ones they do for me. So if you go over to Thermoweb's site, they might have better foam squares that are a little higher than these. But if you like foam squares to be all different heights, then, you know, go with the skinnier ones and just double them up when you want to. We'll do one in the middle on each side too, just to be safe. You know, I do a lot of plain and simple cards, and you guys know that. I mean, you've been live with me now for a long time. And lately I've been making little boxes and little gift card holders and doing these kinds of fun projects. And I'm really starting to enjoy kind of I don't know, I don't want to use the word kind of putsy but it is. It's kind of like it's just methodical and takes longer to make a card. And I'm really enjoying that. Okay, so I'm taking those off, but I probably shouldn't have. That's all right. Okay, so now I'm going to place this on the back here using some of the Gina K Designs Terrific Tape. And again, if you're just joining us, if you have, the score tape or the red line tape, you can use that as well. This is my brand that ThermoWeb does for me. And ThermoWeb, I think, is the premier sticky adhesive product manufacturer on the market. Love them. Okay. Lights are still lighting. Okay, so now I'm going to separate out these cords again. And I'm going to, I shouldn't have taken that off. It's going to stick to me. I'm going to put the light through the hole. This hole might need to be a little bigger. All right, there we go. And then I'm sinking it back. So let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit so you can see that a little bit better. So once I pushed it through, then I'm sinking it back so that it's kind of flat in the hole. Okay. And then I'm going to tape that down. And again, I tried this new Scotch Super Hold tape, which, Amanda, if you're watching, I think you should carry this on your website. It's so good. I really like it. It is sticky. There we go. All right, now let's get the second light. And we'll put it through here. That go through. Thought I just did something, but I didn't. My holes aren't big enough. Okay. There we go. Just don't force it through. If it's not, if it's not going through, then definitely just go back and use your craft pick and just make it a little wider. Putting that right over the hole. I can do this one too, right over the hole. It just really holds it in place. And then the last one, I'm going to just go right for it. Okay. And we'll tape that down. And then you can tape your wires down. Just kind of get them out of the way. Kind of like doing one at a time, but I'm in now, so I'm going to, I probably should have taped all of this down one at a time. But whatever it takes, just get the wires taped down and try not to bend them at a right angle. That's the big thing. Just kind of, swirl them around. There we go. And one more here, just to hold all that down. And then I've got a silver card base here ready to go. I'm going to pop this. And we'll make sure that that's not going to be, that looks good. We can really press on this one. It's a lot of foam squares. 2 was just a little shallow. Okay. And then we'll get that in position. There we go, right there. That's so cute, isn't it? Oh my gosh, that's adorable. Okay, and then we will find the little season's greetings that goes across the center. And we'll put that on with a little foam tape. Now, again, this is kind of a skinny banner. So what I do is I cut some foam tape and then I cut it in half like this. These scissors are very sticky. These are my sticky scissors. Okay. And then I always save that other little piece just on my roll so I can use it again. And then we'll get that on there. There's a lot of foam going on this table tonight. And look at that. Gonna move it. Ooh, yep. I try not to press it until I really know that it's straight and it's where I want it. That looks straight. That looks pretty good, right? Okay, good enough. Okay, and then we've got the cute little, so I would write inside, press at the bottom right-hand corner of the front of the card and watch it light up. Isn't that cute? Oh, that's so pretty. So here's with the push here. Here's without it. So you don't have to do that. You can just write it inside and tell them to make sure they press on the front. And there's my two cards. Pear Blossom Press. Rock on. Love it. This is a genius idea, Amanda. Amanda is the owner of Pear Blossom Press, and she and I have been texting back and forth, and I think she's brilliant. So I want to show you one more thing from Pear Blossom Press. Let me just grab a handful of markers here because I want to show you how cool this is. Oh. Give me a sec. I wasn't prepared. I thought of this at the last minute. I forgot all about how much I love this. Okay, so this is a bag by Pear Blossom Press. Look at this bag. Let me back out a little bit. Okay. So on this bag are all of Kathy Racusin's tips for coloring. Enjoy the process, color pluck, do the nooks and crannies, create a sweet spot. And if you watch her videos, you're going to learn a lot about how she colors, and you'll hear her say all these things, how she uses dots to create texture, know when to walk away. Great coloring tips. So when you open this bag, I put a bunch of Copic markers in here. Okay. You can see this bag, this is genius. It has these little tabs here, and you pull them down so your markers stick up and you can see them when they're sitting on the table. Isn't that adorable? I just love that. So this is Kathy Racusin's design, and they're only available right now. They might be available other places too. I don't know. Amanda would have to let us know. But they are available at Pear Blossom Press. And so if you're going over to get the Easy Lights, make sure you grab one of these bags, 1 or 3 or 6, however many you need for your markers and pencils and watercolor brush markers. One more time, I'll show you the cards we made. Here is the Marion Bright one. And then here is the one with the push here. And this is a free download over in the Gina K Designs Facebook group. And then here is the snowflake one. Here we go. So much fun. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. Sorry for all the frantic stuff at the beginning with YouTube breaking down. I don't know what to do about that, but hopefully most of you who are watching this on the replay can still see everything and get all these great fun ideas. So I'll be taking some good high quality photographs of these cards and I'll be posting them in our Facebook group. It's called Gina K Designs and Stamp TV Friends. So come on over and join the group. It's a great group. Everybody's so kind and friendly there, very supportive from beginners to advanced, and it's a private group. So, you know, it's only card makers. That's all we allow is crafting, talk, and fun. And I'll be posting the pictures in here. And then once you're a member, you'll be able to download any of the files that I've uploaded. I've got all kinds of files in there for different card layouts and color charts and all kinds of things. And there'll be a file in there for the Push Me design that I just did for your light up cards. All right, you guys. Well, this was so much fun. Amanda, thank you so much for sending me these lights. I had a blast with them. I really enjoyed doing the blog hop. You actually still have time to enter a gift certificate if you go over to our blog, ginakdesigns.com, and then click the blog tab. It's still the first post. We did a little blog hop, and we are giving away a gift certificate over there. And you can do all the different stops. And I think you can go over to Pear Blossom Press as well and make a comment over there. And we're giving away a gift certificate. The winner's going to be announced on Monday. So there's still plenty of time to go see all the inspiration for these light up cards and enter to win. Well, you guys, I am going to be heading over to work for the rest of the week, doing things over there. And I'll be back on Monday, next Monday, for another Mix It Up Monday and some more holiday card and project making. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. I love you all. Mwah. And I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.